meant to train their children. Hi everyone, welcome to Staircase Conversations. My name is Shola Oguche-Agudah, and today we're talking about parenting. I know that every Friday I always talk about how I have something important to share. But believe me, parenting is one of those important things because we're raising the next generation. So, what is one of these mistakes that I'd like to talk to you about today? And number one is training. Parents are meant to train their children. Now, I realize that when it comes to academics, we're very big on what schools are they going to, who are their teachers, getting tutors when they're struggling. We're big on extracurricular activity, learning an art, learning a sport. We're big on those things. But I find out that we forget to train in other areas, like life skills, like values, like emotional intelligence, like character, like the value of life, like how to treat other people, like money, all the subtle areas, those areas that are like life skills, those areas that demand emotional intelligence, those areas that talk about the core of who a human being is. I find out that as parents, we're neglecting to train in those areas. Schools, mosques, churches, all of those places are supposed to aid. They are not the principal areas of training. The parent's first responsibility is to train their children, even in areas of faith. We sometimes think that, because they're born in a Christian home or in a faith-based home, then they automatically will have a relationship with God. No, no, no. The areas that you see the most results are the areas in which you have trained the most. And so you find out that if you've trained in a particular area, you will find results. Even if it takes time, you'll find results. And in the areas that you've not trained, you won't see results. So training a child is not just about academics. It's not about just sending them to the best schools and just equipping them in terms of a career. It's an all-round expectation. It's the job of a parent to prepare their children for life. And it's impossible to do that without training. So I'd like to encourage us today, train, train, train. Have a plan and ask yourselves, what are the things that are important for these children to know, and begin to train them in that area. The second one that I find that might be a mistake is that sometimes we forget that children are children. What does that mean? It means that children come into this world knowing nothing, automatically nothing. And sometimes we have such high expectations, forgetting that these are children. We need to give our children room to fail. I'm not saying that we need to limit our standards or reduce our standards or raise children that are mediocre. No. I'm saying that you must give children room to express who they are. You must give children room to express the fullness of what it is to be a child. Let them play. Know sometimes that they're going to fail. Let them make mistakes. Don't squeeze childhood out of them. Don't squeeze the experiences of just being them out of them. Let them look back on their childhood and just say, you know what? I really enjoyed this. So children are children. Let them experience life. Teach them to appreciate life, but let them be. Know that they will make mistakes. Do not expect perfection. And when they make those mistakes, make sure that you are there to hold their hands through that journey. So those are two mistakes that I hope that we've learned today. Train, and then, our children are children. And just a few tips before we go. Number one is that, have a parenting plan. Every month, ask yourself, what are the things that I want to actually train my children on? And come up with a plan to do that. Be deliberate about saying, what do I want to train my children on this month, and be deliberate. And number two is don't put too much pressure on yourself. Stay on something until you get it. Don't think that you're going to do it once and you're going to get it. There will be mistakes, but be persistent and you'll get at it. See you next Friday on Staircase Conversations.